works and everything he does. And I just want the world to know that I too am victorious. See, I've got the victory. Yeah. All in my bones. You can't stop my praise. So won't you just leave me alone? See, I've got the victory. Yeah. Christ gave his life up. And because of that, my Bible says we are here by stripes. See, I've got the victory. Yeah. All in my bones. You can't stop my praise. So won't you just leave me alone? See, I've got the victory. Yeah. Christ gave his life up. And because of that, my Bible says we are here by stripes.
Hello and victory. You are in tune to the Gospel Hour. And of course, I am your host, Dr. Albert Lewis. Well, listen, I've been saying this now going into our 39th year doing Gospel Hour television. And you know what that is. Call a friend, call a loved one, and inform them that Gospel Hour is now on the air. I want them to enjoy this program right along with you. Now, today is a special day, and we have some special guests for today. And I want you to inform young people because, listen, our thing is that we want to keep young people informed of history in this city, and the history makers, because it is important that they know whose shoulders that they are standing on, especially those that are in education and those that are in the arts. We want them to know this information. But again, it's going to be a great show, and I'm going to introduce our very special guest at this time. And, well, sitting next to me is a young lady that I have known for many years, and she has been on this show. I think this is about maybe her 5th or 6th appearance on this show, being a part of Gospel Hour. And I'm talking about none other than the lady, Melba Moore. I call her Pearly Mae.
You better explain.
Only I can call her Pearly Mae.
For your young
Y'all
viewers.
remember the movie, the play Pearly Mae. And these two gentlemen, who I've known for many, many years as well, they just want to question her. They want to know everything that they already know, but they want to make you aware so that you will know. None other than our councilman for the South Ward, the Reverend Pat Council. Glad to have you here, Councilman.
Pleasure to
and
be
this is about his 7th time on Gospel Hour, and I thank you for making time to be with us on today.
Yes.
Looking all buffed and plussed and bald and all of that. You're looking good there.
Yeah, try to stay well.
Stay well. Now, our historian, a man that I have known for many, many years. Well, he's formerly a lawyer, but now he is the historian for the city of Newark. I'm going to call him Dr. Junius Williams. You at home, put your hands together for these wonderful people. I see it. I hear it. Thank you. All right. Listen, we're going to open up, and these gentlemen are going to talk to this wonderful woman, and we just want to be able to get information. Because you know what happens? There are many times that people die and history dies right along with them. Nobody knows nothing, and they try to go seek for it. But because we have all of these modern devices now and technology, we can always record and we can always store this information. I'm so happy to have had the late mayor of our city, Mayor Kenneth Gibson. His last appearance was here on this set, and there was history that I asked him about, a lot of stuff that I didn't even know, and many people who saw the show said, I never knew that, only because no one ever really took time to record him or do a book on him or any kind of a video on him to be able to get all of that juicy information that he had. And so when I had the opportunity, I gave him the video, I gave him the wife the video, and they were very pleased. And I know I gave it to you, Junius, so we can be able to archive that, because that's something that we need to always keep. So young people would be able later on in life to be able to go to a library or wherever it's archived that and be able to pull that up and have that information. So I'm going to give you the honor, our historian of our city here, Newark, to talk to this young lady that you've been kind of eyeballing. I ain't going to want the wife to know that, but you've been kind of eyeballing a little bit.
Don't put me in that. This is my honor.
Don't put you in that either. So I got to go home.
This is honorable.
I want to thank you for having me, sir.
You're most welcome, my friend.
But I want to ask you a question first. How do you do it?
I don't do what?
Stay so radiant.
Oh. Well, I'm in love.
Okay.
I'm in love with life. I love Dr. Lewis.
Thank you.
I love Newark. It's a place where I found family. I have kind of two testimonies, two histories of my beginnings. One was as a New Yorker. I was born there in Harlem Hospital to a single-parent mother. She was a professional singer, but she, in her workings as a professional, met and began to work with a great citizen of Newark, New Jersey, by the name of Clement Leroy Mormon. And they worked together, but they married. And so I moved with my mother and my grandmother and the other lady that had raised me to Newark, New Jersey. And my stepfather, Clement, had a son and a daughter, and later we had two more brothers. So instead of a broken family, with my grandmother couldn't speak. So I still don't really know my family history. So when I come to Newark, I'm family. I have sisters, brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles. It's where I finished my church bringing up, and of course, along the way, before I met Dr. Lewis, but I share a lot of this with him, I became born again. So y'all know you're a new creature. You're not even the same person. So the radiance comes from God, but it comes from the family experience that I found here in Newark, that I want to keep nurturing and keep growing and everything. And of course, recently, you can see I got the Hollywood Walk of Fame star, but I also got Melbourne Moore Plaza. And right across the street from Arts High, where I went to high school and majored in music, I wouldn't have even known that I could sing if it hadn't been for my father, Clement Mormon. He made us all take piano lessons, become intimately acquainted with music. He was a father, a man in my life. We still have a broken family in that sense, where our men are endangered species. So I light up because I'm a family here in Newark.
So let's back up a little bit on that. You said a whole lot of nice things that I want to pursue. When did you discover that you had a voice?
I was probably about 10 years old, and I say that because usually if you are the instrument, you know that by the time you're 2 or 3 years old. Somebody in the family, somebody says, oh, look, she can sing. You can't even hardly talk, but you can sing. But I didn't have a family yet. My grandma had strokes, so she didn't speak, so I helped take care of her. I think I got a Tony Award for Pearlie because I played a maid, because the lady who really raised me was illiterate, orphan. She was shuffled from sharecropper's farm to sharecropper's farm. She didn't have a family, but she's the one who raised me. So I have that personality, and I have the one of my mother, who was seeking a glamorous life, trying to take care of her family. The woman should be the heart of the family. I know not from being born again, being Christian, but the woman is trying to be the head of the family. And so moving here changed all of that. And we took piano lessons, and we sang together in the home. Mother and Daddy rehearsed with a live band in my living room. So it was during those times that we all sang. I discovered I had a voice, but not like I was going to be a singer. Just it's a family activity.
So Clement Mormon, he was a recognized name in the Newark jazz scene. And he was a pianist. He played with, tell me some of the people he played with, and talk a little bit about the music scene in Newark that you observed as a child growing up.
Well, Daddy played with his own group. He called it the Piccadilly Pipers. He didn't play with a lot of different other groups. He had his own group. So I say that for an important reason, because it teaches you how to be in charge. Because if you were the musician and you're the head of the group, you run the group, but you also have to book it. So you learn a certain aspect of business and entrepreneurism. We didn't call it that. I'm just kind of learning that it's that now, because I still have the mentality of an artist. People hire us. But if you want to keep working, you better learn how to hire other people as well. What was your question?
So the question was, talk about the music scene in Newark as seen by a young person growing up amongst the Piccadilly Pipers.
Well, I think they got the name because there was a club here called the Piccadilly Club. But they worked a lot of various places all over, like Pennsylvania. They worked mainly white clubs. So they really didn't do the blues. And I guess that was the beginning of our crossover. we didn't really start out as blues oriented. I learned that later on after taking piano lessons and listening to music, that my mother and father, mother and daddy knew people like Carmen McClay and Ella Fitzgerald and those people. They were their contemporaries. But we began to take an interest really as scholars of music because we were involved in just immersed in it from children. So we learned, Daddy played primarily like boogie woogie. He played that the best. He played all the stuff that was current and out at the time. But I used to always ask him, Daddy, play me some boogie woogie, kind of like that. And I learned to play the piano. I thought I was going to be a piano player. All of us played piano, and really got intimately acquainted with music there.
You said that the musicians used to come and practice at the house. Do you remember any of the names of the musicians?
Well, I'm talking about his band.
Yeah, I'm talking about his band. Do you remember any of his band members?
Well, you wouldn't know. There was Skeets and Ernie. The guys who played in his band. But they used to give wonderful parties, and sometimes different musicians and artists would come to the house. I believe I remember Carmen McClay came to our house one time at one of the house parties, and I met Sarah Vaughan. You remember things like that? You stay lit up.
Yeah. How was that?
Oh, incredible. I always get kind of speechless when I'm around people like that, so I just kind of stand there. And look, what I can tell you, of course, I watched all of the PBS concerts that she had, and I know she was a heavy smoker, so we couldn't really stay in the same room. She said, no, I know you can't, I won't smoke while you're in the room. But to hear that voice, it was so deep and so beautiful. And till the day that she passed, she had this voice. And so now I even think about, well, how do you preserve and conserve that instrument? Because it's very delicate, and as you age, it changes, and you have to figure out what to do to restore it and keep it.
How do you preserve it? How do you keep it so fresh and live and viveful?
I treat it like I'm an athlete, and the same things that I used to do to take care of it 10, 15, 20 years ago, you can't do that anymore. You can't eat the same, I can't drink sodas, I can't drink milk, I can't have dairy. I'm telling you what I can't do. I eat lots of greens, go to the gym every day. The first thing I do, though, is go in prayer. Understand, go to the boss who created this, because you can learn all the methods that people have you, but then sometimes he will inspire you and reveal to you things, because people they're all like fingerprints.
Right.
One thing for you may not work for somebody else, so you have to find out what works in general, and then what works for you, and then you have to practice it. So you have to rehearse it, keep it in store, because the vocal cords are muscles, and so they need nourishment and they need exercise, and you need to exercise it. I mean, drive the devil out.
Yeah. So you have been very generational, right? You have come through
Generations, yes.
a lot of generations, but
Yes.
you're also generational, because there are still